every guy, man, has that moment, has that game where you like, you know what? I'm next level. What was that for you?
Man, it's crazy. So I'm gonna say my freshman year, we played Memphis State. That's back when they were called Memphis State with Penny Hardaway and David Vaughn and that group. And they
Mm-hmm.
came into Barnhill my freshman year, and I had been having good red and white scrimmages and had a great midnight magic, so I felt like I was set up to have a real good game. And I came out, man, and my nerves got the best of me, and I didn't play with it. And
Mm.
we won the game, though. We got down 20. We came back and won the game. And this was one of those days where we had a back-to-back. We were playing Tennessee Martin the next day.
Mm.
So we came back, we played Tennessee Martin. I had about 14. Felt a little better, but still didn't feel like I had my best game. But hey, we won, so I was good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we traveled to Arizona to go play Arizona that weekend. That's when they had Chris Mills. Damon Stoudemire was a
Mm-hmm.
sophomore. Khalid Reeves was a sophomore. They had Big
Yeah.
Ed Stokes.
Yep.
And they had a couple of O's was a sophomore, I think. Big Joe Black was
Mm-hmm.
a freshman with me. So they had a nice crew. And they
Yeah.
had won, like, at the time, I think, like 40 something games in a row in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go in there. Nobody thought we had a chance to beat them. They were so much bigger than us. Our two biggest guys were 6'8" and 6'7" with Dwight Stewart and Corliss Williamson.
Yep.
And Corliss wasn't playing.
Damn.
And so I went in there, man, and I had 28. I think I was like 7 for 11 from the three, and I was battling Chris Mills, who I he was a guy that I probably should have mentioned earlier that I kind of mimicked some things about in my game.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the best of him, and I knew, how highly he was rated coming out of high school, how highly he
Right.
was rated in college. And I was like, man, you know what? Man, I can play with these dudes. And
Mm.
so from that point on, I think we went to Missouri after that. I hit Missouri for 34. And
Damn.
after that, the rest was history, man. I just had that confidence of
Confidence
thinking,
kicked in.
yeah, I had the confidence. But the beauty of it, man, I tell people this all the time, and I never really looked at it like this when I was coming out of high school. But my dad, who I told you worked 7 days on, 7 days off,
Mm-hmm.
he's deceased now. So I take a lot of lessons
Okay.
that I learned from him. And so one of the things he told me, my dad was always on me, you got to do this better, you got to do that better. But it wasn't to the point to where I didn't want to hear his voice
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, he was 7 days gone, 7 days off. So I was anxious to hear his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never forget, man, before I left to go to Arkansas, he told me, he said, man, you're going to start up there. You're going to be a starter. Now, this is from a guy who is normally saying you got to rebound better. You got to be a better defender. It's never too positive. It's going to be a little positive, but not going to be a lot. And, man, he was like, man, you're going to be a starter up there. So when I went up there, I had the confidence that I could play. I just hadn't done it yet. And
Right.
then when I got the opportunity to do it, my confidence just shot through the roof. And I just remembered in his head, he said that this was going to happen.